Going live?
Call a meeting to order. We do have a quorum. I'd ask if you join in the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, in this period of Thanksgiving, we ask that we have grateful hearts, for we know that everything comes from you. We ask for healing for those who are anxious or are suffering from grief, from the loss of a loved one. We ask that you be with Kirk Leonard's father, that you restore him to health. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. Please sign in out front if you haven't already done so. And the first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from November 12th.
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And unopposed, motion carries. Gary, you're up.
Yes, sir. We have 4 sealed quotes for the McCord Arm 1 drain this morning. First one is from OTS Construction.
The McCord is up by the steel mill in Pittsburgh.
That quote is for $39,455. Second quote is from Landworks. That quote is for $24,877. Third is Beechwood Construction.
What are we doing right there?
Zoom into that.
That quote is $9,600. And the final quote is from Marine Excavating. That quote is for $11,900.
All right, so Beacon is incorrect. It shows this as a tile. It's actually an open ditch. And this is completely full of cattails, and there's brush along the ditch that we've got to clear to get to the cattails. It's not flowing, so that's what we plan to do.
This is just south of the truck stop and just west of Jeff Gordon.
There's a- You guys probably, there's a tile that was laid in beneath there supposedly to stop the cattails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, great job that's doing.
Well,
The second set of quotes for this morning are for the Thompson Schultz.
which is across Jeff Gordon. It's right across the street.
Yes.
Received 2.
Is this the one that Kirk contacted me about?
First quote's from Marine Excavating in the amount of $29,000 even. Second quote from OTS Construction in the amount of $54,400.
It's crossing the railroad tracks on the street, sorry.
Yeah, this one is just a little west of where we're gonna be over here. We're gonna be right here. And this will be some tree clearing and removing beaver dams. Tom Setzer trapped 6 beavers, I believe.
So far.
Tiffany, are you gonna go
We're
west there too?
stopping, where we planned to stop was, I believe, over at the corner of the wood line. Right, over here where this patch of woods are, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
right over there. And you farm all of that, right?
Yeah, we do. Like I said the other day, that county tile right here, it's not working very well. And I don't know whether the trees are rooted in it or what's going on. If you could-
Where?
Over
Well, Bob Scott
Here.
did it. It actually, it more goes like in here. This might be relatively accurate, I don't know, but it's not working. There's a
Oh,
web hole
yeah.
right on top of the tile.
Yeah. That goes down towards 136.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it goes into where Jerry Love farms Patty Kales.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Dave, I asked Tiffany the other day, I kind of hesitate to bring this up, but were we precluded from clearing both sides?
I don't think so, Bob.
Really? All right.
DNR doesn't, as long as it's regulated drain, it's a drainage board doing it. It's really up to you guys. Because we had that discussion in Liston.
Yes,
And I talked with all the branches and they basically said, I mean, we can get a 386 permit if we want to do that, but we don't have to.
okay.
We can clear both sides if the drainage board decides to do it.
Okay.
I don't remember that discussion. I thought that discussion was because one of the property owners didn't really want us to.
Oh, okay.
And so we decided, well, we'll just do it from one side. I don't think it was a regulatory issue.
But the Liston thing was, the issue was the thing was so wide that we
Yeah.
had to do both sides.
Right.
Okay, Tiffany, you'll get back to us. Let's go ahead. Drain maintenance expenses, $44,437.50.
Move to approve drain maintenance expenses of $44,437.50.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? They're not opposed, motion carries. Acceptance of the auditor's report.
Move we accept the auditor's report.
I'll second it. It's moved and seconded. We accept the auditor's report. Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
They're not opposed, motion carries. Mr. Stillwell. Dave.
Gary, you want to handle the drainage board meeting schedule?
Yes, sir. Mr. Gentry found 2 errors on the schedule, and then we had to make one other change. So the question before you vote on it is, the second meeting in December of next year is scheduled for the 23rd. My understanding is that the county commissioners are not having that meeting. So the question is whether you want to have that second meeting on the 23rd.
Well, let me interject one other thing. The Veterans Day next year is November 11th, obviously. That's a Tuesday. So traditionally, we've scheduled the meeting for the following day, which would be the 12th. If you want me to be here, I can't be here that day. I can be here on the 10th. If you want to schedule that November meeting, the alternative site to Veterans Day for the 10th, I can be here.
Originally we had discussed it and I didn't see a problem, but I was informed that traditionally, both the commissioners and the drainage board have always done it on the Wednesday following a holiday as opposed to the prior to.
Right. Like I say, if you want,
It's a project meeting also, so giving us that extra day, working with Burke if we need to on Monday is
well, I won't be here for that, probably on the 12th.
You
Okay,
haven't missed many, Mr. Gentry.
Thank you, Phyllis. Well, if you
I don't
want,
think-
I'll fire you.
I don't think he's missed any.
Deal, no.
okay, so you want to, is everybody okay with the
Wednesday
revised?
after. Wednesday after the Tuesday.
Yeah, is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, well, then,
Also, we need a vote on the meeting of the 23rd
Okay.
of December prior to the meeting.
okay. Denny, what do you think for next year's commissioner meeting, 23rd?
We typically, the 4 years I've been a commissioner, we have not had 2 meetings in December that I recall. So I guess I would say we would have a meeting, second meeting.
Someone want to make a motion to that?
I'll make a motion to that effect.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Second.
Been moved and second that the second meeting in December not be held regarding the drainage board. Is there further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those
I
opposed?
abstain.
sir. I will bring you a second corrected schedule at the next meeting.
Thank you, Gary.
Now, do we need to make the correction for November also or not?
No,
Just leave it as it is?
Yeah, because it's a standard, it's not a change.
Okay, okay. You're up, Dave. Oh, you ready for your,
Okay, for the Thompson Schultz, I recommend the lowest quote with Marine Excavating for 29,000 even.
okay, Cheryl, entertain a motion. For that project only.
Move to approve the bid for a marine from the Thompson Schultz, 29,000.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, are none opposed, motion carries.
For the McCord Arm One, I recommend Beechwood Construction with the lowest quote of 9,600.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and none opposed, motion carries.
You shouldn't autograph the Thompson Schultz one. You should have Thomas do it.
Can you autograph this one, please?
Oh,
You own all the property around that.
yes.
Oh. No, we
Good
don't own
catch
it.
there,
Well,
Gary.
you farm it.
We farm, okay, so I need to stay off of that.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Any place.
Good catch. There he's on
He is.
it.
Good catch.
Can I see that for just a minute?
What's the difference? Why is the difference so big?
9,600 to the other.
Okay, are we
They match up.
now going to open a maintenance hearing then? Is that,
You, it's your call,
pardon?
it's your call.
Well, says maintenance hearing, so I guess, yes, we do. Let's see what we can do. McVeigh Regulated Drain Maintenance Hearing. I declare the hearing is now open. Is there anyone who wishes to testify for or against?
Where's the Conrad? Okay.
It's New Winchester.
Oh, yeah, down by the.
South,
yeah,
down by
yeah.
Dollar General.
Yep.
This project really starts at State Road 75 and heads down to 150 South on the west side of the road.
That goes
Tiffany.
behind Allen Harden's.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. This will be part of the ARPA projects. It's one of the last ones on our list. Needs quite a bit of work. It hasn't been flowing for quite some time correctly. There's a lot of trees that keep falling in the ditch. We've spoken to most of the property owners, and I think that's why nobody's here.
Well, did either of you have to get involved in the, remember when Dollar General built the
Oh, yes.
store there, they put that
Oh,
sidewalk?
yes. Yes, I was involved in that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
And there were, I mean, we've talked to the property owners.
okay.
So
Well, there's
they're
no
all
one here.
farmers.
There's been no written or vocal remonstrances.
Then I'll close the maintenance hearing. What action do you need us to take then?
It's just a,
It's approval of the reconstruction using ARP funds.
A
It's not a
reconstruct.
reconstruction.
Oh, sorry.
But it's,
Just maintenance using ARPA funds.
okay, sorry.
So if you
Okay.
would like, I will move forward with getting quotes for that.
Chair, the board needs to ratify that then. Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to use the ARPA funds to do the maintenance work on this Conrad McVeigh.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, say by saying aye.
Aye.
There are none opposed, motion carries. Okay, now,
okay.
this contract signing thing.
This started with Lake County and their sheriff, and it went through the legislature.
It went to appellate court,
Yeah.
appellate court ruled the sheriff up there could sign any contract he wanted as long as he had it in his budget.
Yeah.
So that led to a lot of discussion. We passed a bill last year. I will have a memo for the commissioners and the ditch board explaining the process and who has authority to sign, who doesn't. It's one of my least favorite bills.
So the items, the contracts that Phyllis and I just signed, in the future, while we're both commissioners, that qualify?
Let me get you the full breakdown, because it's very complicated about who can and who can't based upon your budget. So let me get that to
Okay.
you so we
All
can,
right,
so we all understand.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay,
I've already asked.
okay.
The reason I brought that up is for this very reason.
Yes,
Because you all are used to signing contracts. I've even signed some engineering, watershed contracts and on-call contracts with Bandy and Burke. We just need clarity on what we can do, so, good.
I thought we've always had pretty trustworthy operation, but I also didn't want to violate the letter of the spirit of the law either.
No, that's correct.
So Greg will get us put in the right place.
You won't go through Coonrod again either.
No.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No, please, no.
Uh,
I spent too much time with them.
Okay,
Okay,
we
Um,
got one other update.
I have one last thing that I'm kind of excited about, because I've worked on this for the last 7 years.
This actually started in 2000.
Yeah, for today.
So
I'll
if
get it
you,
for you.
if you all recall, a few years back, NDOT finally had agreed to take care of the change in the pipe that was actually a zigzag under I-74 and the overpass at 56th Street
On the Quinn Drain.
on the Quinn.
That
They
pond
are-
comes out of Lake Ridge.
They are finishing up the work now. The structures are set, the pipe is in the ground, they're just finishing the outlets, and that will be done, finally.
For 20-some years, it had
yes,
a wrong,
he knew that. He knew that.
it was sloped backwards.
Yeah,
So it's being corrected now. We fought with the engineer and NDOT on that design a lot, many struggles, but we're good and it's about done.
good.
Tiffany has worked tirelessly on this with NDOT.
I just annoyed them until they did it.
Yes, yes,
Squeaky wheel.
squeaky
Yeah.
wheel. So this will be
So-
good news.
The project had a few bumps in the road that it was quite interesting because they would bore through and then they would put the pipe in, and they actually had a guy on a skateboard going
Through the
through there
pipe.
at one point.
Yes.
It was insane
Through the
how
pipe.
they did it, but yeah. So it's gonna be great. They're
So
finishing it
it
up
is-
now.
You're confirmed that it is slope properly.
It is
Now,
perfect.
did they sump it a foot, like they traditionally ask for?
No, not on this. No, because it's just two ponds. Actually, it goes from a manhole structure on the north side here to an outlet here at the pond. We only sump it when it's a moving body,
Okay,
like a creek.
okay.
So,
He's
no.
happy to have grade.
Oh, man, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
so tight,
We have
Jack.
positive flow now.
It was so
So-
tight, the grade. It was a struggle.
Well,
But-
thanks for,
Got it.
Thanks for your diligence.
yes.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited over this
Yeah.
one because we've worked for years on this.
Yeah.
So.
Is there anyone in the audience who have wishes to bring forward the drainage board? Anyone from, any board members have any?
Yeah, I was instructed by number one cousin that person who bought the Maloney property on the south side of Maloney Road isn't gonna develop that
It's what?
isn't going to develop that for some 10 odd years. And the Mary A. Gibbs comes through there. It's a nightmare of patches and tiles and turns and elbows and everything else. And we do have that brand new structure underneath the railroad. this would be an ideal place for a wheel trencher, just to run up through there and put the tile in and let it go, because it's not gonna last, it may not last 10 years,
I know.
but it's not very deep, and it would be an easy fix. And I wouldn't even worry about going more direct route, and if you take an elbow out and you miss a tile, that will show up, come back and fix it at that time.
I agree.
Just run it up there to the road, because it's vacated north of Maloney Road, and be done with it. And don't spend a lot of money on it. Put the tile in, and if we miss one, it will definitely show up.
But with the wheel machine, you should, if you
Get
stay,
most of them.
you should find most of them.
So are you recommending we do it according to our technical standards on
Sure.
the machine?
The new technical
approve.
standards that the surveyor's office has.
Yeah, that's part of the technical standards, so that's fine.
Take bids.
Do that.
Can
Well,
I request, since this account has no money in it, can I request that we go through council to get approval to use the part of the interest money from ARPA funds?
Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned.
It does have money.
For Gibbs,
Mary Gibbs doesn't.
Oh, I didn't think that.
Off the top of my head, I can't say.
Well, determine that, and then
Okay.
we'll find how much
Yeah.
money.
if it has money, that's fine. We can use it.
And use the
But it'll be
ARPA.
it'll be a fraction of the cost versus the other.
I mean, it's part of the technical standards, so that you all approve.
If it doesn't, then they have to go, they need a motion from you all
To do.
to do it.
Well, let's find out. Let's find out first.
Anyway, it's something to put on your radar.
Yes, it is.
And
And
if,
Gary,
if we can do a quick fix, since we have that new outlet underneath the railroad track, I would say use it, and then when it is developed, cut it off, make it all go to the bats at that point.
Now, is this the one that Pulte is?
No.
No,
no.
Is this the one that Brownsburg wants to zone
Yes.
industrial,
yes,
or they have?
yes. It's hard to say what they've done.
I know.
I think they have.
There were a lot of,
Changed it.
and not you
Still
asked
in
me
the
to go
county.
there were a lot of people objecting. Put
I
it that
know,
A lot of people at the door grinding and gnashing of teeth.
way. Yeah, okay.
I can look up the Mary A. Gibbs if you wanna. I mean, you guys go ahead. I'll look it up.
But let's go, let's look up how much money's in there. and
He's
then
gonna
we
know
can
here in
determine.
just a second.
409.
Well, maybe we just go ahead and look it up now.
It's over here, sir.
Go to the bottom.
No.
Just walk over.
You're right, you're right.
Just click right here.
Go down.
He's pointing.
I
There
got
you
it,
go.
yeah, it's.
110,000 in the hole.
Oh,
I said they don't have any money.
I'd say it's not there.
Okay. So we need to go through ARPA.
Yeah.
You guys wanna vote on that?
I move, we use that mechanism
Okay.
for the money.
Somebody else.
we have a motion to use the interest from the ARPA money to repair this tile.
Authorize a request from the council for,
Yes. An additional appropriation.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
second,
We have a motion and a second, is everyone clear what we're voting on here?
Michael, may I? You?
Yes.
Okay.
Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Everyone opposed, motion carried.
I'll abstain.
Okay. I understand.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
Okay, now you'll have
Wanna
to, I
divorce
assume,
that cousin.
you'll have to get quotes from people with wheel machine. Could you do it with a trencher?
No, it's gotta be a wheel machine. Trencher is not in our policy.
Mr., I don't believe we can say specifically
No, we
it's will,
can't, Gary.
just have to
Oh,
open
no,
the
well,
bids.
that's true.
We will just send out our normal scope of work
Okay.
email like we always do, and people will bid how they bid.
And it will be noted that the wheel machine is
It will
allowed.
not be noted because it's in our technical standards, everybody knows that.
Okay,
You can bid.
We can't be that,
Yeah,
Systems.
we can't be biased.
Well, we will notice then when it comes in, if nobody with a wheel machine bid, because it's just so much less expensive.
They all know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We've sent everyone a copy of the new standards, so.
Okay,
It'll be on our website, the project. I don't know what else we can do
okay.
to be,
And it won't be
Clean.
anytime soon, because we have to go through the council and
sure.
get approval.
Well,
for
yes,
project and all
absolutely.
that.
Just putting it on the radar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
It'll be on
Um,
my list.
Any other,
My long list.
any other business to be discussed by board members? And the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And none opposed, meeting is adjourned.
you survive. You prefer Michael? Yes. Okay.
It's a long read.
I always ask on those situations.
Rebecca or Rebecca?
Michael.
Good morning. And
Well, I have the three of you.
Oh, they didn't sign it.
Not at all.
So it's,
I would come back, I've
take
got
that
my
December.
contract. but I was
Yeah,
just
I
back
know.
here.
All right.
I'm happy to hand it.
Okay, well, they have to sign
You
it.
said that.
I mean, it's,
But they have run in the foundations that were twice as deep as they like. So
last time you all signed it, somebody else.
Has anything been going?
And they're not,
Close this?
the old jail. They're not asking. So
How
I do
long
think
we
they were.
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
I
know it.
I may be coming to them and asking
every year.
Allentown,
to delay the liquidation damages. They're not asking.
Yep, I haven't got them all yet, just Bob just needed to
They're doing all they can to get it done. So I don't think it's fair for us to impose liquidated damages
You're
at
right.
this point.
You're right, Dan.
So I just want to make you aware that the next few weeks after I review that, I may come back and ask you.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever want to come by the office and talk about, just come to the office,
Yeah.
introduce yourself. If you want to talk about drainage board, always available.
Know at the dinner.
Veggie training.
For your signature block, you defer the dinner.
Yes. Michael A. has yours.
I didn't get it.
And
I
as for
text Michael.
informal use,
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't do that.
it's set at 7 o'clock at Sullivan's at Keystone Monday night. But anyway, look forward to seeing you all.
Yeah.
You all right?
We're gonna be at our. Anything.
I don't see myself that way.
Good morning. It is 9 o'clock, and we do have a quorum. We have a special guest today that is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and if you care to, a prayer. So if Anna Lee Camacho would come forward. Anna Lee is the daughter of Carl, who comes to almost every meeting, and he's one of our consultants.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for our county that the elected officials, the businesses, the churches, and the families and the individuals that help us. What? That make the best decisions for our community. May every decision be righteous in your sight, for our benefit and for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you.
Could we have a picture with Anna Lee and the commissioners? You all may be seated.
We are going
Can I watch you when I
to
do?
Yes. Okay.
No, we'll just come out.
Thank you for coming this morning, Anna Lee. We appreciate it. Dad can take pictures.
Oh,
You want to stand here and get them? I'm a secretary. Like I'm Yep.
Ready? Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good prayer. Nice job.
Happy Thanksgiving, Anna Lee.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance.
No, we're all done. Let's go. Shot this way.
She's awesome to stay.
Thank you.
Can I watch you when I get home?
Oh, John. Vince.
The first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the November 12th Commissioners meeting.
Second?
Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item is the approval of claims. They were submitted last Friday. And And you've had a chance to review them?
Yes, I'll move approval.
I have a motion and a second to approve the claims as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next item is unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business that we need to address?
Yes, Madam President, we've been working with legal counsel on a document or contract for purchasing with Work Release Center, and I would bring that forward for our consideration. Bridget can explain it to us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's just a renewal of our contract for our body scanner. It pays for all repairs, any issues that we have. They also will send me an itemized listing of what it would cost to pay for things as they needed repair. And so it's significantly less just to have the contract in place to cover it.
Greg has reviewed it and
Move for approval.
I'll second.
any questions?
No, ma'am.
None?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Will I be
Thank you.
seeing you all today?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need to tell you when we're on our way or?
Nope, we'll see you when you arrive.
Okay,
Okay.
well, we anticipate it being not very long meeting, so
Okay. Very good.
mid-morning.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna bring Todd and council with us.
Good. Good. We'll let you see the modular too.
Okay. I don't think I've been there since we opened, so.
August 11th, 2008.
And how many days till retirement?
6 years, 9 months, 8 days. Not that I'm counting.
We will proceed then with new business. We have opening bids for highway equipment, and we had duly advertised. Have all bids been received at this time? We will close the acceptance of bids. John, if you want to start opening those?
I will open these. We have quite a few. What we'll do, like normal, I will acknowledge the receipt of the bids, and then Kurt will take them across the hall if anybody wants to read them. On the bids that have just a couple items, I'll go ahead and read one of the items. On the ones that have multiple items, I won't. First two bids are for pavement marking. First one is from Accurate Striping. Yeah, we want it accurate. Second bid is from Indiana Sign and Barricade. I won't read out of those. Next group of bids is for fuel. The first one is from Jackson Oil and Solvents. I will read the gasoline and the diesel prices on these. For gasoline, bid is $1.9575 per gallon. For normal blend diesel, bid is $2.3756 per gallon. Next bid for fuel is from Keystone. Gasoline, 1.8823. Regular diesel, 2.436. By the way, we almost had to postpone the bid openings this morning because I couldn't find the official letter. Last bid on fuel is from Petroleum Traders. $1.9025 on gasoline. And no bid on diesel, I believe. Make sure. Nope, just gas. Next bid is for liquid asphalt. This is from Asphalt Materials. Liquid by 2 minutes. Bid for RS2 liquid is $576 per ton. We have 3 bids this year for resurfacing, asphalt resurfacing. First one is from Reef Riley. For HMA intermediate, $73.50 per ton, that's FOB. Surface is $79 per ton, both those prices are FOB. Make sure they didn't bid for paver laid. They bid FOB only, which is where we pick it up at their plant. Next bid is from EMB Paving. FOB, for intermediate, depends on the plant. At the Harding Street plant, it's $84 per ton. At the Clayton plant, which is on County Line Road, $74 per ton for intermediate surface. 12.5 millimeters, 9.5 millimeter surface is $83 a ton at Harding Street, $78 a ton at Clayton. Both FOB. Those are both FOB, yes, and the EMB did not bid paper laid either. Last bid is from Milestone. FOB price on intermediate, $65 a ton. On surface, $72 per ton. For paver laid, intermediate is $64.10 per ton, and surface is $71.40 per ton. Cold mix is $150 per ton FOB. Next set of bids is for stone. Again, there's a lot of items on this bid, so I will just acknowledge the receipt. First bid is from Heidelberg Materials, which formerly is Martin Marietta. Next bid is from the Levy Company, which is for, I believe, steel mill slag. Next bid is from US Aggregates. Next bid is from Putnam County Aggregates. Next bid is from Martin Marietta. I thought Heidelberg was Martin Marietta. Apparently not. Apparently not. They have a plant over there behind Martin Marietta. Next bid is from Lincoln Park Stone.
That was easy.
That Last bid is from S&G Excavating. That one's easy also.
Pretty sure they know each other.
You think? Yeah, come from the same office. Yeah. Next set of bids is for pipe. First one is from Core and Main. Plastic. Next one is from St. Regis. Like over Christmas. Next bid is from Metal Culverts. And the last bid is from Civilcon. Pipe. So we will, Kurt will go across the hall if anybody wants to read these in more detail, have them read in more detail. We'd like to take this under advisement. We have it back in 2 weeks, Kurt.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
We'll tabulate all the different items, bring it back to you in 2 weeks.
And thank you all for submitting bids.
Thank you, Kurt.
Your assistant there.
Thanks, sir. Some fan of white.
Next, we have a group of distinguished looking visitors, and they have a presentation. Pat Baldwin is taking care of that.
We are members of the Hendricks County Bicentennial Steering
Would you
Committee.
like to introduce your members?
I would, yes. Josh Dew, Larry. I have pictures of him in a parade with you from years ago even, whatever. Tracy Whitstone and Rhonda.
Beck.
Anyhow, we are all members of the steering committee. We are all very faithful
Isn't
members.
Brett Clark a member of your committee?
He is.
He didn't get a shirt?
He did. He wears it. We all got shirts. We all. Oh, you're right here. No, I thought this was what to do. Thank you so much for your proclamation, and we want to show you the framed version and hand it to whoever I need to hand it to be displayed in your wall of documents. So we want
We
you
have
to
a
see
display case out there, and maybe
You can put it
Mila
where-
will put it in the display.
wherever you want to, but I wanted you to see this is your proclamation, and we were very happy with the framing.
Thank you.
And like I said, we're ready to hand it to whoever.
Thank you
But
very
we thought
much.
you would like to see how it looked, and we have hopes that it may be there for the next 100 years, at least. So we also want to thank very much the commissioners for your support. 2 years ago, we had nothing. We had zero going
I know.
on, and we have had a full year. We still have a few things left. We will have a tree trail, which we're real excited about, Hendricks County one, which we will, because of the weather, we didn't do the groundbreaking, but it will be coming up in the spring. And our final event is in
January 24th.
24th will be our closing, and then we have some other people have some things going on yet. A bicentennial book, which should be here next week, which will cover tales of the county from World War II to the present. So thank you. We couldn't have done this without you and your initial support. You were the very first people we went to, and we appreciate it. And thank you so much.
You've done a good job, and working it in with the county fair and everything has just gotten a lot of attention, and that's
We
all
have
we're on.
had fabulous support from the community all the way from very small things to the fair, which obviously ended up being the biggest thing that we had going on. So we really appreciate it. It's been a fun year, I think, for the most part. And I do want to give a special shout out to Visit Hendricks County, who has been totally invaluable in what we couldn't have done what we did without them. So thank them. So thank you all. And you know, I don't public speak a whole lot anymore, so it's harder for me.
We thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not that it isn't fascinating to watch bids being opened and things like that, but I think we'll all leave.
Well, before you do leave, one of the things I was going to bring up later was I received this thank you note from the DAR organization, Rhonda Beck. I represented the commissioners at their presentation of the monument for the Revolutionary War soldiers. And if you haven't seen it, it is beautiful. So I appreciate Rhonda taking the time to acknowledge that I represented you at that.
Thank you for being there.
Yes.
And thank you for allowing us to place it on your grounds too.
And they were so good to recognize the county's participation, cooperation, and facilities department for their help. So I just wanted to bring that up before you left, Rhonda.
Thank you.
We have other exciting things happening, so go ahead and leave.
I always learned a lot when I got to sit through commissioners' meetings. I kind of enjoyed it. It was quiet and I could hear
Y'all have
things.
other things.
Thank you.
Sorry, Brett, didn't see you.
Thanks, Brett.
Stacy?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're just looking for signatures on our third quarter claims for NDOT and Indigo. The auditors have had everything, they've approved everything, so I just
They
here.
always check you out,
They beat
and
me
we
up,
feel
they do, they
we
beat me
feel
up.
comfort in signing after they've checked everything over. So
They're lovely ladies over there.
I would move approval of the funding request for the third quarter for Indigo and whatever the other is.
NDOT.
NDOT, thank you.
You're welcome.
Second.
any questions?
None.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Give me a minute here to sign this. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
You
You
too.
too. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you as well.
Still don't understand why we have to do that the way it is. Adds a lot of work for you. Yeah.
It is cumbersome.
Gets it on this.
Yeah.
Our next item is a request for an increase in credit card.
Yes, it's changed slightly since I submitted the request.
It has.
So drug court has 2 credit cards. One is held by the judge, one is held by Betsy Schuler, probation officer, who is the drug court coordinator. They are in the process. They're very grateful to have received funding from the opioid settlement, and they're in the process of spending these funds. And what's happening is these credit cards are getting maxed out as they purchase incentives and rewards using the funds for drug court participants. So, and then the judge would also like to begin paying for his year analysis using his credit card because the billing cycles aren't matching up. So, thought about the request this morning, and I think what would be appropriate would be to increase both cards from 2 to 3.
Not fine.
Not.
Okay, you sure that'll be enough?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I was okay with the other request amount, but, yeah.
Okay, so this,
So Madam President, I would move approval of the request for the drug court credit card, these 2 credit cards to be increased to $3,000 each.
Second. Question, Madam President.
Yes.
Nancy, it's like we've been receiving these requests for increases. Are there others out there that, and why are, is it inflation that's causing this to?
Inflation, and it's easier to use a credit card in today's society.
Okay,
Until Board of Accounts says no.
Okay.
I mean, so far they haven't said no. It's not their preferred method. They like the old-fashioned way of paper claims. But until they say no, it makes it lots more convenient if everybody keeps their documentation,
Now,
which they are well aware of.
there is a trail with the credit card, so.
Right, we don't
Yeah.
pay from statements. We have
Right.
to
Right.
have the original order or receipts or confirmation, which they can print off from their order on the computer, so.
Yeah.
so in order for you to pay the claim, they have to, if they swipe the card someplace, and they get the receipt, they have to deliver that receipt to you?
Yes.
Okay, that's the explanation I was looking for.
And in the statement. comes in
Itemized.
one, right. But sometimes the statements are, you can't tell what they're for, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they're
Well, is that-
responsible to keep their own.
Is that a cause for concern?
It's just the way it is. Years ago, we had somebody fly somewhere and their hub was maybe in Atlanta, but nobody would claim that because they didn't fly to Atlanta, but that's how it was billed. So after many requests, surely somebody got on a plane and they know they got on a plane, even though it says Atlanta. So there's a lot of follow-up.
Thank you.
We use ours mostly to pay for meals for jurors. It's just like at Frank's, you know.
I'll call for the question.
I have a question. Did I see someplace where you had 2 different credit card companies and you wanted to use the same company?
No, that
All
was,
of ours are with First National.
that was Surveyor, wasn't it? Who had a Hendricks County Bank and Trust and a,
Okay, I beg your pardon.
Not at all.
that was Surveyor.
All those in favor of the motion to increase the credit card limit for the drug court to $3,000? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, well,
So-
I changed the amount. Maybe I should
Initially.
initial it.
So everybody in the back row now can move to the front row. So, sorry.
That's in your room.
Buy one, get one. Tim, I think you're next.
Morning.
Morning,
Morning.
Tim.
Morning. I studied this a long time last time. I'm trying to figure out, it's so close to me, I was trying to figure out where it was exactly.
It's a little over 5-acre parcel in Washington Township off of Main Street. It's behind a few residential properties. There's 2 fourplex buildings existing on the parcel. There's a driveway that goes between 2 houses. Back to these 2 units.
North side
Been
or
there
south
for
side?
a long time, south side.
You know, the church there, Phyllis, that is, what's the name of it? It's a new church. There, this is old,
Baptist church.
this is old 36.
Yes.
The Baptist church that's new there.
Mhm.
It's almost across the street from there.
Okay.
It backs up to that assisted living complex
Oh,
there.
yes.
They're in their backyard. Petitioners request rezoning to match the existing use. The units predate the zoning, which is non-conforming ag residential. So they just want to match the zoning to the use so that they can expand it in the future if that ever becomes feasible for them, but they just want to operate them as they are now, as 4 plexes, 2 4-plexes, 8 units, for assisted living type arrangement as well, but they're just multifamily units for now. Not proposing any changes in the immediate term, other than the rezoning to match the use. Staff had a favorable recommendation. Planning Commission had a unanimous favorable recommendation.
Interesting name.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Any questions? All those in favor of the motion to approve ordinance number 2024-49 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Hey, Tim. We have a zoning issue on Vestal Road. No, nothing urgent at all. You may not even need to do it, but you may at some point need some of the funds to clean up the zoning matters. Just getting on your radar for now.
Vestal Road.
So we may get some quotes, depending on how the property owner is. And bring that data.
Yeah.
But hopefully we won't have to go there. Just want to let you know.
Okay. Next item is a certificate of appreciation. A member of the election board requested that the commissioners,
Madam President, sorry.
member of the election board request that we present the county clerk and voter registration a certificate of appreciation for the big job, mammoth job that they did during this past election. And I have a certificate here to present. I guess Marjorie and DJ are unable to be here, so if you would come forward to accept this, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, Marjorie and DJ both had pre-planned vacations, so Marjorie did make a statement that she wanted me to read. We would like to thank the commissioners for your recognition. It is very much appreciated. This was a big election that required a lot of long days and late nights. We had an excellent turnout of voters and are very happy to see that. We would also like to thank everyone at the Government Center for their patience and understanding with the voting lines that lined all floors of this building at many times. Even though there are no elections next year, we are looking forward to beginning preparations for 2026, and we appreciate everyone's support. Thank you, Marjorie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the job you did.
Yes.
Move along.
When they get back from their time off, you can take some time off then.
I already have some scheduled.
So we will back up to the next item, which is the 2025 Commissioners and Council Joint Benefits meeting schedule. Is there an, oh, you're here, yes.
Good morning. So before you is the meeting schedule for our benefits for 2025. It would follow a council, commissioner, and council. The fourth one is only a placeholder in case if we don't have the stop loss information. Just asking for approval.
Move for approval.
I'll second. And the only conflict that I might have on February the 18th.
Okay.
I'm now on the Gordon Graham Advisory Board, and we're scheduled to have a meeting on that same day
Okay.
at 11:30.
Okay.
But that's okay. This starts at 10:30, and who knows?
And I won't be there on November the 12th.
So, I second it.
Okay.
Keep it, yeah.
All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and I'll abstain.
You can vote on it, you just won't be here.
The next item then would be the schedule of commissioner meetings for 2025. They were presented in your packet, I believe.
Yes, I would move for approval.
Second.
Questions or comments?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All vote for that.
Madam President, did the corrections that we had to make, the drainage board, those were correct on this schedule, but they were incorrect on the drainage board schedule? Is that, do I understand that right?
November. It's November the 12th.
Yeah, but there was another one that Gary, I called Gary.
Yeah, that was drainage.
It was,
board.
yes,
But
was it?
this and it is correct.
This one's right? Okay,
November the 12th.
all right.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and do yours now, John, or wait till your report?
It doesn't matter.
Just go ahead and do them now. You have a supplemental agreement on Bridge 39 or?
Yeah. I have several agreements here you need to sign, but the first one is, Bridge 39 is on Raceway Road, just north of, between 100 North, 200 North. USI is our design consultant on that project, and they had to do some extra hydraulic calculation work and some sizing and some environmental level stuff to try to get the, at one point, we were actually gonna have to have two structures there, a bridge and then a large culvert structure. By redoing some of the modeling, we were able to reduce that down to one structure. But they have some extra effort in it that wasn't originally anticipated in their scope. And we're asking for a supplemental agreement in the amount of $42,000. We recommend approval.
And John, we approved another supplemental
Yeah,
agreement
this is the second
earlier.
supplemental.
This is the second one.
Yes.
Do you think this will cover it all?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, we're actually buying right away now, so
Okay.
yeah, we shouldn't see any more additional.
All right.
Will this bridge be closed down and during construction?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
This is a really highly traveled road.
it is. Yeah, Raceway Road's pretty busy, but fortunately the parkway's closed, so they've got a logical detour.
Okay,
around
good.
all right.
All right, I move for approval.
I'll second.
Any other comments or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And we need all three signatures.
Yep.
Do you want two of them signed?
I didn't realize you already had one. I wouldn't have passed that one down. Didn't mean to confuse things.
Confusion keeps us on our toes.
You want this? Then,
No,
John?
Nancy needs to
Nancy needs
attest.
it.
Do you want me to go ahead and do my other things that need signatures or wait tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Next item is funding for roundabout designs down at 39 and 70. We've talked about these before, moving ahead with the county funding the design as we still negotiate how we're going to fund construction of those three roundabouts, those intersections. At the commissioner's request, I took this to the council and they agreed to fund the design phase for these jobs. So I have two agreements here, one with A&F Engineering for the work north of 70 and one with Kimley Horn Associates for the work south of 70. Would recommend approval.
And so this total amount is for both firms?
Yes, yes, and it's just over $1 million. What the council appropriated was $1 million in my request, and you add them up, it's $1,038,000 something, but we can, the difference is.
Down there.
This says $1,016,580.
Yeah.
So,
So I recommend signing those so we can start moving forward with the design as we work on funding issues.
Madam President, I would move approval.
Second, may I comment? Madam
Yes.
President? A&F Engineering, I spoke with them, they've been really receptive to, they've talked to a lot of the landowners, people living down there. They were very receptive. Could I get a contact number from Kinley Horn as well? At the end of the meeting, you can tell. Call for the question.
Okay, are we approving both of them at the same time? Okay. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We need all three signatures and Nancy needs to attest. You had one more thing, didn't you?
Two more, actually.
Okay.
The first is, a couple meetings ago, I brought you two of our quotes from contractors we use for snow plowing, on-call snow plowing in subdivisions. And I have two more, one with Johnson Tree Service and one with Jones Investment Properties, which took over the contract that was previously held by Jet Truck. These are the guys that Kirk calls out when we have snowfall that requires the subdivisions to be plowed. These are at them before the only ones we got.
Those are the last two. We've got about 194 subdivisions that we plow in. So if you approve these two, we'll have 4 contractors that will plow 100 of them. And then that'll leave 94 for our staff to plow.
The quotes are based on the depth of snow, and Jones does 31 subdivisions, Johnson Tree Service does, looks like about 20. So I can send these down.
So are there rates similar to the other two that we've approved?
I didn't compare, but
Do I have a motion?
You do.
Second.
Questions? Let's hope we don't have to call them out.
Amen to that.
I don't know what the Farmer's Almanac says this year.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The last thing I have for you is a right-of-way settlement. Graham's been working with, we had one, this is actually, I believe, the last piece of right-of-way we need to construct the parkway in the county. This is north of 1,000 with a entity called Clearview Partners LLC. And I think this had to go through the eminent domain process, and we did go to mediation and we actually reached a settlement agreement. So with that, I think we have all the right-of-way we need in the county. So we have Graham sent over 2 documents for you to sign. One is a settlement and release agreement. We're paying them $350,000 for 14.9 acres. And there's also the sales disclosure form that needs to be signed by you.
Madam President, I would move approval of this Ronald Reagan Parkway right-of-way purchase and settlement and release agreement.
Second.
Do you want to include the disclosure also in that motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I second as well.
All those, do you have any questions?
I just hope that sometime soon we can know we've got money to continue constructing the Ronald Reagan, because when that opens, the current work that's being done, it's kind of a road to nowhere.
You don't use that term. We don't use that term.
Sorry.
But yeah, it will function much better when it reaches.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On those same lines, real quick, fellas, Steve Maxwell sent this to me the other day. This is the program from the original north-south corridor, as it was called back then, groundbreaking ceremony on July 10th, 1995 at US 36 and 1050 East.
He was at the dedication for the memorial for the.
Yeah, he said he saw you.
Yeah, he hasn't changed a bit.
No, he hasn't.
Steve Maxwell.
Steve Maxwell.
1995.
Yep, that was when we broke ground for the first phase going north from 36. Thought you'd enjoy seeing that.
Just another comment is that that was the only section that was done when I took office, and
That's right.
mile by mile.
1 mile, first mile.
Yeah, it was 1 mile. Jim Johnson was county engineer then.
That's for Nancy.
Greg was probably there.
Was.
I started in January 96 as that was under construction.
The north-south corridor, and then it got changed to Ronald Reagan Parkway.
We didn't bond the first mile.
Paid for that out of edit and then paid it back. And Mark Sanders donated the right of way for that first mile. That's why they chose to start there, because that, as he was developing Shiloh, he donated all that right of way.
That's correct.
And since then, we've gone from 2 lanes to 4 lanes.
In that sense.
Is this just
That's just the
Phyllis?
tax form.
Phyllis signing this though?
Yeah, you're right. She could be the signer. There's only room for one on that one. Sorry, Bob. I should.
That's fine.
Yes. Okay, I signed one of those.
If I may comment, Madam President,
Yes.
could we, John, consider, like we've talked before, wherever we, the county, is responsible, that we lessen the access, and not every half mile, but every 1.5 miles or 2 miles, so we can finally get the traffic moving. And I know a lot of it's been annexed, so they want to build a Wendy's and a Hardee's every 10 feet.
That first mile really isn't indicative of what the rest of the parkway looks like, because when we built that, again, it was on donated right away, and we hadn't really developed a corridor plan yet. So there's more accesses in that first mile than there should be. But following that, in the early 2000s, I don't remember when, but probably before we started construction on the next phase, we developed the Ronald Reagan Master Plan. And so in doing that, part of that was the access management analysis. And the determination was that to strike the best balance between access for development purposes and traffic movement, half-mile intervals were the most functional. Everything's a compromise. I mean, I'm like you. I'd like to see it go mile.
Right, I respectfully
Mile,
disagree
mile,
with
2
that.
miles. I understand. If we want to revisit that, we can. So far, even the sections that are in the towns, I think most places, everybody's respected the 1 mile for full access and a 1/4 mile for right in, right out. That, the determination of the study at that time was that's for the speeds for the speed that the corridor travels at, that's the best balance between access and through movement. Obviously, you do one, it's a balance. You do one at the cost of the other. So,
Okay,
we can look at that in the next couple sections we have.
okay, thank you.
I think the right in, right out at 36 in the Parkway where Menards can come out is very dangerous, because the traffic is so backed up and people are trying to get over to make a left-hand turn, so.
We had to accommodate the existing access points there for Menards and Myers and everything going east. They wanted a full access. They wanted to be able to come out and turn left too. And we said no.
Well,
So
since it was open, the traffic has increased a lot, and it's very dangerous for those people. It's a public safety issue coming out of there, making a right-hand
yeah,
turn.
especially if you're going to want to turn left on 36, you've got to cross about 4
Yes,
lanes.
you do. It's not as bad on Dick's side of the road, but.
Yeah.
Are you finished?
I am. The only things on my memo were just updates.
Okay. We will move on then from comments from the floor. Elected officials? Jack?
I was just wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I know the weather doesn't look like it's gonna be the best, and it'll be a big travel day, or days of travel, so everybody be safe. Careful, there'll be a lot of people.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your department. Nancy, you have anything? Any other? Great. Elected official. Saw in the paper this morning where the legislature's going to look at property taxes.
Somebody said that, yeah.
I'll be calling. We will move on then to staff reports, and John? Did you cover everything?
Share questions.
Am I having questions for John? Then we'll move on to executive director's report. Todd?
My report's just updates and information unless you have any questions about it.
Any questions for Todd?
None.
Move on then to Doug.
I'll keep up the street, mine's just updates as well.
Thank you. Goodness. Is Jack here?
No, he's sick.
May I fill a couple of that, please?
You may, just step forward, Dan. This is Dan Zermer with Garmong.
The only thing I thought I would update you on, because some of you've asked, Todd's aware of it, but we have a meeting, the 6th, is it not, to go over the initial findings of the space study. So start to lead it to a final report, which will probably come sometime mid-January, late January. But there's reams of data we're going through. I think Jack would have reported on that.
Okay, well, we did get his hard copy report, so sorry he's sick.
Highway garage is continuing to move forward. We had a meeting with the TAC review this week with John. Everything seems to be really favorable. The one thing that I think I can share that Danville's agreed to, which is really important, it looks like by the time we get the sanitary septic system design done and all approved, it might take 6 to 8 months. And Danville's agreed to go ahead and issue a building permit, if not a certificate of occupancy, until that's completed, which is a big deal for us. They've been very cooperative.
It requires a state permit, and they're slower than we thought they would be. So this is not a Danville issue, it's a state issue.
So right about the second week of January, we're expecting all the town approvals for the annexation and the project. We intend to bid it, or release the documents for bid the 3rd week of January and receive the bids about the 3rd week of February. So right now, that's where we stand.
We'll nail down the timing to receive the bids coinciding with one of your meetings.
That's correct.
But the annexation actually will be final in December when it gets recorded. But then in January, we have to go through the DPR process.
But as far as I know, everything's on track in our world.
Thank you, Dan. Good. And let the record show that we do express our sincere sympathy to Jack in the loss of his dad. And I hope he didn't pick up a bug at the funeral. Commissioners.
And nothing from me. I'll wait till our December 10th meeting on the appointments.
Okay, I can't believe that you're not shouting about the Brownsburg football team going to the state finals.
I was waiting on you to do that.
Well,
so.
I'm doing it. That's really exciting. I think it says it's been 40 years since they've done this, and what I heard is that the only defeat Westfield has had was in season with Brownsburg. So
Could be the kiss of death, I hope
Yeah.
not.
Well, I think it makes us all proud when one of us does well. The other thing is that the Avon Marching Band won the Grand Nationals, and they will be in the Macy's Parade on Thursday, so tune in. They also bring recognition to the east side of the county, and all of us share in that. And then I wanted to remind you about the work release tour following this meeting, which Bridget mentioned. Other than that, we do. A blessed Thanksgiving to all of you, and as the sheriff reminded us, if the weather's not nice, take it slow and easy or stay home.
I would move we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Well, they push it to use it. I did a great at that.